Well, hello there, friends, and welcome back to the Health and Fitness Motivation Podcast. And to my loyal listeners, yes, it's been 2 months. Now, in a few days, I'm going to publish a campfire chat where I'll talk more about the gap and what happened and why the gap. But today, I want to get into something a little more about you and a little more exciting news about you, and that is the Pilates ring. So have you ever perused through health and fitness equipment, different kinds of machines, different kinds of tools, gadgets, things, and you've come across one where you've said, I don't know what that is, or I'm not sure how I would use that. Yeah, that's really common. And today I'm going to be that friend who comes alongside and tells you about a really cool tool that nobody really knows about unless you know about it, then you know about it, and how this tool can help you gain flexibility in a safe way, how this tool can help you gain strength in all kinds of different ways, especially if you have a home gym or you're trying to exercise at home, or especially if you're trying to exercise at home on a budget or without a whole ton of equipment, just cluttering up your house. The Pilates ring is a really, really cool one. So in today's episode, we're going to talk all about what it is, how to use a Pilates ring, and then I'm going to tell you about a little workshop I have coming up where live real time, I will actually teach folks in an online class of how to use this ring. And you can join us. So that class is today's May 24th that I'm recording. That class is June 24th, and I'll tell you about that later too. But first, I want to get you jazzed about what this thing is. So first of all, why do I care about this Pilates ring thing? Because it is a very simple, lightweight, affordable tool that you can bring in. It'll help you gain flexibility, and it'll help you gain strength in a lot of the different stabilizing, mobilizing joints, hips, inner thighs, underneath your arms, armpits, abs, chest, even your back, even your hamstrings. You can use this ring for all kinds of different things. And so we'll talk through how to do that a little bit. First of all, though, let me back up just a bit. Unfortunately, Pilates, the word Pilates tells us absolutely nothing, right? So a lot of times a class will be like, here's a boot camp class. So you can at least imagine someone in the military or and what they might do. Or you could say, here's a stretching class or a strength class. But when somebody says, here's a Pilates class, it tells us nothing because Pilates is the last name of the person who invented Pilates, Joseph Pilates. And the Pilates ring is even more ubiquitous because it's like, okay, what is it? A ring? How big is it? How small is it? Whatever. So if you're on the internet and you don't use screen readers, you can actually just do a Google search, images of Pilates rings, or you could go to Amazon and search Pilates rings and you'll see it. But let me describe it for you really quick. A Pilates ring is a metal ring that is made out of a flat piece of metal that is maybe a millimeter or two thick. And that piece of metal is a strip that's about 1.5 to 2 inches wide. And then it's wrapped in to make a circle so that the ring itself is anywhere between 12 and 15 inches in diameter. So it's this metal ring. Now imagine I've got this metal ring. It's hard, it's cold, sounds pretty awful, right? So then the Pilates ring has handles put on it, foam handles that are actually padding. So there's 2 handles. And if you imagine a circle in front of you that's 15 inches in diameter, imagine it shoulder width apart. There's a handle on the left and a handle on the right. And they aren't actually handles as much as they're foam pads. So you can put your hands on the outside of the ring, press in, or you can put your hands on the inside of the ring and pull out. Lots of other things we can do. Okay, so now we have this metal ring with these handles on it. In a professional Pilates studio, Usually that's it. They're totally bomber indestructible. For an at-home use Pilates ring, which you can get online for like $13. That's actually the one I personally use, is a really cheap one by Gaiam, and it's Gaiam, really common brand. Easy to use and works great. So we got the cold hard ring, the handles. Then the ring itself for the at-home use ones, a lot of them are wrapped in foam. So now you've got a nice cushy foamy ring with nice cushy handles that have pads on it. So that's the Pilates ring there coming up. Super lightweight. You could even throw it in a suitcase. In fact, I'm looking at mine right now, and it would absolutely fit in a carry-on suitcase if I just wanted to travel with it. I usually don't. I usually only travel with my stretchy bands, mostly because I like to travel light, and I'm usually never gone long enough to, really want to have everything with me. But yep, Pilates ring. Here's what we can do with it. Okay, and then I'll tell you about the workshop coming up on June 24th. Stretching. My favorite kind of stretching to do with the Pilates ring looks like this. So just take a moment, use your imagination, and play with me here. Play with me, children. Play with me. I'm holding on to this ring. Now I'm going to lay down on my back. I'm either on the floor, on a yoga mat, or just on the floor. Hopefully not a hardwood floor without anything underneath me. Maybe I'm laying on my couch. Maybe I'm laying on my bed. Maybe I have a massage table at home and I'm laying on that. Who knows? But I'm laying on my back. My feet are by my hips. So my feet are flat on the floor. My knees are pointing to the sky. My feet are on the floor pretty close to my hips. And I'm just going to say the floor, regardless of whether you're on the couch or whatever. I'm going to hold on to that ring with my hands. I'm going to take my right leg. Here's where we really got to use our imagination here. I'm going to take my right leg and I'm going to bring the foot of my right foot as close to the ceiling as I can. So I'm going to straighten out my right leg, bring that foot to face the ceiling as close as I can. And then I'm going to take my ring that I'm holding on to with both hands, and I'm going to hook that ring onto my right foot. Then I'm going to relax that right leg that's pointing towards the sky as much as I can. And I'm going to use the strength of my arms to hold my right leg up. Now, I could have bare feet or shoes. Doesn't matter. Maybe shoes are more comfortable if you have sensitive feet. Shoes will wear the foam on the ring out a little more quickly, but, the ring's cheap enough that, it's okay if you need to buy another one. And then I'm just going to relax there and let that stretch and hang out and just breathe. Now from there's a whole bunch of other different kinds of stretches I can do, but I'm just going to talk you just that first one, and that's all for today. Still laying on my back, still holding on to the ring with both hands. The ring is hooked in my foot. The ring is actually on like the arch of my foot is probably what's most comfortable. Stretching my leg. If you've never tried this before and you get a ring and you try it, you'll be like, amazing. Oh my gosh, I love this. Love this so much. Okay. So that's a stretchy band way, or a Pilates ring way of stretching our legs. So let's go ahead and imagine we undo all that. Now, let's give you just a sneak peek of how we can use that Pilates ring in other ways. So now I've got this metal ring with foam padded and the pads on either side of it. I'm going to hold that ring right in front of me. I'm going to hold each pad of that ring. My hands are facing each other because it's, of course, holding the ring. Maybe like my hands are on the steering wheel of a car on either side. I'm going to take that ring and bring it really close to my chest, right at chest height. I'm going to pull my shoulder blades together behind me, and then I'm going to engage my chest muscles, take my hands and try to squeeze that ring together as close as I can and let it relax. And squeeze that ring together and let it relax using my chest muscles sitting up as tall as I can. So yeah, this ring is somewhat flexible. It's a resistance thing. So you can actually take that ring. It's a circle. If you have enough power in your arms, you'll be able to squeeze that ring so it turns into like an oval shape and then relax. So it's kind of a cool way of using resistance there for your chest. Okay, here's another thing. Let's imagine we undo that. I'm going to do one more. We'll try to imagine. We're going to use this ring for a chest stretch, an arm stretch. So I'm still holding onto that ring in front of my chest. Palms are still facing each other. And now I'm not squeezing the ring at all, but I take my arms and that ring and I reach my arms up overhead and I reach that ring, holding onto it with both hands, as high as I can towards the ceiling. My arms are straight as I can. My arms are as high as they can be. My palms are facing each other, of course, because they're both holding onto that ring. And then I hold that for a stretch. Now, if I want to, I can also add some power in there and try to squeeze the ring over my head. That's kind of a crazy one, but holding it there for a stretch and then bringing it back down. Now, that's just 3 little teeny examples of how you can use a Pilates ring in your home for other kinds of exercises. There's a lot more stretches. There's a lot more strengthening. You can pretty much get a full body workout just with the ring alone. And so what I'd like to do right now is invite you. If this sounds interesting to you and you're like, I can get this ring. It's only $13, or you could spend $100 on one if you want to, but I personally use the cheaper one. I had a cheap one for 10 years. It was still awesome. But after 10 years, I was like, I want to upgrade to another cheap one. And I love it. If you want to join us on June 24th, 2022, I am hosting a workshop where I will go through all of these exercises. It's online. Anybody on the planet can join. And you can see, I'll talk you through these exercises and more. And you'll learn how to use a Pilates ring in detail, and it'll be kind of a fun thing. So if you're someone who likes, a little bit of variety or something new and different, then I highly, highly recommend doing this. It's a great way, flexibility, strength, super low cost of entry, something you can do for the rest of your life, something you can do if you're 20 years old, something you can do if you're 90 years old. And no joke, we've got 90-year-olds in our classes. So check it out. I'll put in the show notes. I'll put the link to where you can sign up for this little workshop. It's just a little 45-minute workshop online with Zoom with me. And afterwards, I'll be around too for any questions that you may have. So it'll be fun. I hope you join. And I hope you find that the Pilates ring becomes a part of your life that you actually enjoy, that makes you smile when you think about this whole health and fitness stuff. Alrighty, head on over, couchtoactive.com. If you're hearing this real time and the workshop hasn't happened yet, June 24, 2022, you'll see right on the homepage there, you'll see this workshop and you can sign up for it there. Hope to see you there. Alrighty, again, couchtoactive.com.